Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
In the weather world, we're tracking storms in southern Utah, but a tale of two cities because it's quiet in the north. Live view right now from the Bryce Canyon area towards Ruby's. You're watching rain come down. We've seen several showers and thunderstorms in the southern half of the state with a lot of moisture potential out there. Great time lapse coming out of Monument Valley. Watch as those thunderstorms roll through the area. The wet weather hits the camera. It's been soggy towards the Four Corners, and we've seen these strong storms produce gusty winds, hail, as well as heavy rain that has resulted in a flood advisory for Washington County. This is in effect until 6:15 after a strong thunderstorm rolled through the area. It's since decreased in intensity, but we still have a little bit of lightning towards the state line. Decent amount of moisture out there between Iron and Washington County up towards New Harmony, Enterprise with the wet weather. As we look at the forewarned radar, you can also see that extends into the eastern side of the state towards Castle Country and into portions of Uinta County. As we head a little further south, Grand Staircase over the mountains. We just looked at Bryce, and we're watching as we know that the daytime heating has really allowed for some of these stronger thunderstorms to bubble up, heading towards Sunnyside, East Carbon, some storms there, and then in Duchesne County, but quiet along the Wasatch Front. Satellite radar shows the cloud cover, the moisture, and the storms that developed in the last few hours. We've got an area of low pressure to the south of us, and it's funneling moist air into the Beehive state. That cold front that came through knocked down our temperatures yesterday, record heat. As we look at our time-lapse video coming out of Ivins, you see the cloud cover there. This is one of the areas that had an excessive rainfall threat. You'll notice central Utah on the eastern side of the state also dealing with that elevated rainfall threat. It just means we've got slow-moving storms, and the heavy rain we get can easily overwhelm drainages in the areas in green. You notice northern Utah not part of that. Live view from Linden, pretty shot, and temperatures a little nicer. Okay, maybe you like the high heat because we saw it yesterday breaking that record, but today we've decreased in temps, 70s and 80s out there, 80 in Salt Lake, 79 is our average high. So that cold front dropped us back to average, 70s and 80s on the eastern side of the state. You can tell where we have wet weather just by looking at the temp map. Blanding, Grand Staircase, Cedar City sitting in the 60s, St. George only at 72, that heavy rain knocking temps. Cold front did its job because look at the 24-hour temperature change here, even at a quick glance. 15 degrees cooler than where we were at this point yesterday, 23 degrees cooler in Cedar City, 18 degrees in Moab. That's a weather pattern shift if I've ever seen one. 6-hour temperatures with dry skies along the Wasatch Front. Clear conditions expected by ABC4 News at 10. Upper 60s for northern Utah with dry skies in the south, lingering showers. And we keep that unsettled pattern. Here's what's going on, upper level futurecast. We've got a trough that sent the front through, but then we've got this area of low pressure with its counterclockwise flow, keeping that moisture present in the south. We get another surge Wednesday, lingering moisture tomorrow with the heat of the day. I do believe we'll see storms. Surge Wednesday, storms in southern Utah. Thunderstorm potential does start to creep into central and northern Utah by Thursday. Looks like we could see some isolated storms Friday with the help of that area of low pressure. We won't really see the ridge taking over until early next week, but we will deal with a warming trend for the weekend. We'll just keep that threat of an isolated storm bubbling up, especially over the higher terrain. Futurecast shows us the storms with that front tracking east, northwest flow behind it, keeping us cool as we head into Tuesday. But I think with lingering moisture in the south, even though the model doesn't really buy in, we could see some storms bubble up tomorrow, and they would have the same intensity in southern Utah that we've seen today. As we look at the futurecast, there's that surge on Wednesday, really targets Iron, Washington County, the mountains, so the southern half of the state. And then Thursday and Friday, that chance gets a little further north into central Utah. Possible flash flood threat for the Mighty 5 and surrounding areas tomorrow, so it's not totally clear. That's important if you're visiting the area. You got to know before you go. 70s with cooler temperatures on deck for tomorrow, 80s in Moab, 93 in St. George, below average with the 70s. In northern Utah, let's talk about the south. Isolated to scattered storms. Temperatures, they bump back up to the 90s, drop back down to the 80s. They're the triple digits. Don't worry, they're coming back if you like the heat. But basically, we stay with the threat of storms in the south. Wasatch Front dry, 70s turning to 80s, eventually the 90s, but we get the chance of maybe a pop-up Thursday and into Friday. But the south getting walloped hard.
Good.
Yes,
they need it.
That is good, as long as everybody stays safe
and
heeds the warnings.
That's right.